was always told no one lived in that crumbling house on the hill. So why, every night at 17 a.m., did a single light flick on in the upstairs window? When I was 16, my best friend Noah and I decided to film a Haunted Places series for our YouTube channel. We lived in a quiet, wooded town in northern Pennsylvania. Nothing much ever happened. Occasionally, you'd see movement behind the tattered curtains, just a flicker of shadow, like someone ducking out of view. But everyone in our area knew about the gray Victorian house at the edge of Laurel Ridge. People called it the widow's house, abandoned for decades. Inside, it was worse. The wallpaper peeled like shedding skin, the floor grown with every step, dust covered but stacked neatly. A stained tea towel hung over the oven handle. I pointed it out. If no one lives here, why does this place look lived in? I kept glancing over my shoulder. The place felt wrong. Not like it was haunted, like it was waiting. Faint water stains crawled across the ceiling, and somewhere in the house a faucet was dripping. Steady, unchanging. Halfway up, I swear I felt a cold fingertip brush the back of my neck. Our flashlights created long, shaky shadows on the walls. There were 4 doors, 3 closed, 1 cracked open. I spun around. No one there. I didn't say anything. I figured it was just my imagination, or maybe I wanted it to be. The wallpaper was faded with cartoon stars. A mobile hung from the ceiling, spinning slowly, though there was no wind. He'd heard the rumors that an old woman had died there alone and her body hadn't been found for weeks. Some said they still saw her walking the halls at night. Of course, I didn't believe it. At least, I didn't want to. He whispered, "That wasn't you." Boarded windows, rotting porch, tall grass swallowing what was once a driveway. I passed it almost every day riding my bike to school. No furniture, no windows, just peeling walls and a stained floor. The breathing had stopped. A rusted chain link fence surrounded the property, torn open at one corner like something or someone had forced its way through. I hesitated, but Noah was already halfway to the porch. We both heard breathing raspy and uneven, just beyond the door. But just as we reached the top of the stairs, there was a frame, maybe 2 seconds, where the camera caught something behind us, a figure, standing at the end of the hallway, tall, pale, its face blurred, as if the camera couldn't focus on it. I moved across the country for college and never looked back, but something about it never sat right. We would have seen it, we would have heard it. My flashlight sitting on the porch, and behind the window upstairs, that same blurry figure. Noah was obsessed with it. One October afternoon, we decided to sneak in and get footage. We timed it for right before sunset, when the woods started to feel heavy and silent. The air was colder than usual for fall. My breath puffed in front of me. Noah tried the knob, it wouldn't budge. We pounded and kicked, but the door held firm. My flashlight flickered, then went out. I could hear Noah's breathing fast and panicked. The house loomed above us, crooked and sun-bleached, low, wet, and impossibly close to my ear. I didn't even realize I dropped my flashlight until we were halfway home. The front door wasn't locked. It creaked open on rusted hinges, letting out a gust of air that smelled like wet dirt and something metallic. We started filming. Noah joked around, narrating like a cheap ghost hunter show, but his voice echoed too much in the silence. In the kitchen, there were old dishes in the sink. Noah shrugged, creepy. "Let's go upstairs." The staircase was steep and narrow, each step grown louder than the last. The hallway was dark. We started with the cracked door. It led into what must have once been a nursery. Suddenly, we heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, from the room across the hall. I looked at Noah, his face a drain of color. I shook my head. He raised the camera and tiptoed across the hall. I stayed behind him, heart pounding. He reached for the doorknob, then paused. He opened it slowly. The room was empty, completely empty. Then the door slammed shut behind us. We screamed. Then, in the pitch black, something laughed. I froze. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. The door suddenly creaked open again. Light spilled in from the hallway. No one was there. We bolted down the stairs, stumbling over each other, and didn't stop running until we were back on the road. Later that night, we reviewed the footage. It was mostly what we expected: dark, shaky, creepy. It wasn't there when we were filming. I deleted the video. That was 6 years ago. But last week, I got a text from an unknown number. It was a photo, the front of the widow's house. Waiting.